All right, picking up with A, 4.3, factoring polynomial expressions. We covered this here quite a bit in the last 9 weeks. To solve this equation right here, 3x squared plus 13x minus 10 equals 0, you should first recognize that this is a quadratic. We got an x squared in here, okay? It's the biggest exponent we have. We solve these by either factoring it and setting each factor equal to 0, which I'll do here using fabulous factoring. Or you can always do the quadratic, which we just got done using the quadratic formula, where a is 3, b is 13, c is negative 10. Remember, that works all the time. It's just a little longer sometimes. So let's take a look at what we got here. We've got 3x squared plus 13x minus the 10 equals 0. Okay, my a is 3, so it's going to go with my x when I split them up here. All over 3, just following the steps from the worksheet that I gave you. Plus minus, so it's a plus minus in here. Anytime you have a minus right here, it's plus minus. There are no factors of 10 that differ by 13. That's why we multiply those two and we get negative 30. 3 times negative 10. What times what is 30, but I can subtract and get 13? 15 and 2. 15 minus 2 gives me 13. So 15 goes with the plus, 2 goes with the minus. Factor the 3 into both of those. 3 goes into 3 once, goes into 15 5 times, and I get 3x minus 2. Now all of this is equal to 0, and then set each equal to 0. X plus 5 equal to 0. Subtract the 5. X equal to negative 5 is the solution. Or, because remember, what times what gives you 0? Either x plus 5 is 0, or 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Add the 2 over. 3x equals 2. Divide the 3 out. X is equal to 2/3. Okay, so negative 5 and 2/3, when you put that back over here, there's negative 5 and 2/3 right there, D. So there's our answer. Okay. Find the greatest common factor, GCF, greatest common factor for the following. Remember, we did this. We looked at the numbers first. Now, what goes into 42, 28, 14, and 168? The biggest number that goes into all of them is 7. Okay, 7 times 6, 7 times 4, 7 times 2, and 7 times 4, 24. Okay, so we know it's 7. And you can look here. There's only one with 7 is right there. Let's see here. Oh, wait a second. 14 goes into 42. I'm sorry. 14 times 3. I don't know what I was thinking. So we got 14 goes into there 3 times, into there twice, into there once, into there 12 times. And then we look at the x's. Okay, they all have an x. You take the smallest exponent x because they all have at least an x squared in them. So 14x squared, boom, it's b. Okay, not really a whole lot of work into that one. Okay. 3, factor 36 minus x squared. That is the difference of 2 squares. Okay. 36 minus x squared. To factor it, the square root of 36 is 6. The square root of x squared is x. And it's plus or minus. It's going to be 6 plus x, 6 minus x. Okay. Difference of 2 squares. Now when you look at the answers here, this can be rewritten as x plus 6, and this can be rewritten like this. You just take what's in front of it. It's a positive 6, that's a negative x, so you write it that way. When you write it like that, then you can see that the answer is C. Okay, answer C, right there. They just switched the x's back. Okay, so we're good there. Not here because you got to have plus minus. All right, moving right along. We're going to A, 4.4, dividing polynomials by monomials and polynomials with various techniques including synthetic. Show you a little bit of both. When we start with this first problem, you'll notice this is a monomial, one term down here. This is a shorthand way of writing. This 2x is underneath both of them. Okay, so we're going to simplify each like a fraction. Okay, so we're going to come over here. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so we start off here. I'm just going to write it the way it looks. It's going to be 8x cubed over 2x and then we had a plus 12x over the 2x. Okay? 2 goes into itself once, goes into 8 4 times. Take 1x from there, 1x from there, so you got x squared. 12x. 2 goes into itself once, goes in here 6 times. Cancel an x out of both. X squared plus 6. You look at your, I'm sorry, I forgot my 4. I'm doing real good here. 4x squared plus 6, that's A. Okay, answer A. Boom, right there. There's your 4x squared plus 6. Problem 2. The difference between this problem here, notice this is one term under here, this is 2 terms. As soon as you start getting, like, especially with a 2 term, the trick here is you're gonna have to factor. Notice, and it told you here, factor and divide. You want to factor this top, because the only way I can't cancel x's and I can't cancel 5's, because this is x minus 5. I have to have an x minus 5 here on the top in order to cancel it. Okay, so let's take a look here. We've got x squared minus, or plus 5x minus 50 all over the x minus 5. Well, if we factor this top, split your x's up. I've got a minus here again like we had earlier, so this is plus minus. What times what is 50? But if I subtract it, I get 5. Well, 5 and 10, right? That's 50. And 10 minus 5 is 5. So 10 minus 5. There's that x minus 5 that we were looking for. Now we can cancel out the whole factors there. There's your answer, x plus 10. X plus 10, boom, B. Okay? Moving right along. Problem 3. When you divide the following, x plus 1 divided into 2x squared plus 3x minus 9, what is your remainder? Okay? 2 different ways of doing this. When this is x plus or minus a number, we can use synthetic. Okay? If it was anything with the x, or if it was 1 term or 3 terms, we'd have to do long division. But when it's x plus or minus a number, we can do synthetic. Okay, so let's set this up using synthetic. I'm going to erase this right here. Okay, remember the x plus 1, so we take the opposite. We put a negative 1 here. Okay. We put the coefficients, that's 2x squared plus 3x minus 9. So we just put the coefficients. We bring down the first term, 2, and then we're going to multiply here. Negative 1 times 2, we put that up here. That's negative 2. We add going down. We get 3 plus a negative 2 is 1. Negative 1 times 1, we multiply and we put it here. We add going down, we get negative 10. Remember, it's remainder, constant, x squared, x, as far as you have to go. So this would look like this. And our answer was, what is the remainder? Well, it's negative 10. So in your answer here, either put negative 10 right here or put negative 10 right here. Put the negative sign in one of the boxes. Okay, but don't write it in the middle. Okay, that's 4-3 and 4-4. We will pick up with 5-1 on the next video. Okay, I hope this is helping you guys out. I think it will be if you'll spend the time with